Hello, Latin gentlemen, Latin cadets, Latin 1. Wednesday's lesson. Today is Tuesday. I'm making this on Tuesday. I'll be posting it Tuesday afternoon, but this is for you to view on Wednesday. If, however, you view it today, more power to you. We are starting stage 11. Now, that being said, your assignment that I'm going to post eventually is for you to read this section of stage 10, the section on schools. And I'm going to send you a series of questions, all right? And those things will be due on Thursday, okay? I will send them as an attachment, or as I'll attach them to a Dropbox. And that'll be your assignment due on Thursday afternoon. But that being said, you can do that on your own. There's nothing that you can't understand in here. And if you have any questions, of course, when we have our Zoom meetings, which I have every day at 11, you're welcome to come and join. We saw Pinotti today, Spinoza, and we saw Berthesel. And who else did we saw? We saw Garrett Wright and a couple others from Latin. So if you want to join us on a Zoom meeting and have some fun and talk about Latin, we can. Now, what we're going to go over today is our pictures. And it just struck me. I mean, I was looking at it, and I just thought, oh my gosh, that looks like Gage Gunderson. And I thought, oh wow. So, and then all of a sudden, people just started jumping out. I mean, tell me that's not Kelly. I mean, obviously, if he was ever angrier, that's Kiggett and Mann and DC and Luke Seeley. We're going out of focus. And I mean, look at this. There's Land, Sea, and Air. There's Wally D. There's TB. I mean, if you got to imagine this with the beard here, but Matthew Mick. I mean, come on, and perfect image of Gasparini if he were ever upset and screaming. We've also got Garrett Wright. You can see, look at the eyes. That's Garrett Wright. That is clearly Medell. And then, of course, over here, we've got, I mean, look at that. It is you, Zagrodny. We've got DJ. So, yeah, I mean, I think I see that there. You got John Davis. You got Spinoza. You got Berthesel. Ben Marks and Pappas. I think I got everybody in there. If I didn't, I apologize, but that's quite a few Latin people. Okay, so let's go over these things. You should have your book out in front of you, just like we do in a normal class. This in our sanitized version of the class, where I'm here and you're not, right? So just in case you're wondering, here we are, and here we are. So let's take a look at this text. So here we have cives in foro candidatos spectant. Okay, what does that mean? Well, some of you hopefully haven't forgotten what cives means, but it's citizens, and you can see that in the civilian is something that you might be familiar with as a derivative. So the citizens are watching. There's our accusative plural ending, the os, right, from the second declension, is, os, is, are watching the candidates or looking at the candidates in foro, in the forum. Obviously, they're in the forum. All right, and so, of course, just like in previous chapters, we get an argument breaking out, and here it is. The agricolae clamant, right? These obviously are all farmers. And the farmers have banded together. They've banded together to join with each other to get their candidate elected to office. So the farmers shout, Nos candidatum optimus habemus, candidatus noster es Lucius, nos Lucio technically, nos Lucio favemus, right? I know that I mixed in a little ecclesiastical pronunciation in there, but I like it better. I'm a Latin rebel, I suppose. So, Zagrodny is the candidate here. No. So, we, or us, right? And there's mus, habemus. Here's our verb. Habe, have, we have, and that's just emphasis, right? The pronoun. We have the best candidate. Now, how did I know that the subject was we and not candidate, right? Two reasons. Three reasons. Two reasons. First of all, candidatum ends in um, right? Which is an accusative ending. Optimum agrees with candidatum, okay? So it's describing the candidate. So, and then the verb ends in mus, which is the first person plural, right? Which is we, okay? This is singular, and this is singular, so this is plural. They don't agree. It has to be, the subject has to be implied, or in this case, with the pronoun nos. So our candidate, we have the best candidate, right? It's not our candidate. It's we have the best candidate. Candidatus noster es our candidate. Notice it's now candidatus. So the difference between candidatus, let's look at that. I can actually zoom in. Right? Look at that. That's brilliant. You know, you learn something every day. Pinch to zoom. This is how stupid I am. So our candidate, candidatus, candidatum, big difference, right? Here we have the accusative ending. Here we have the nominative. So this is our subject. It has to be because it ends in the nominative. So our candidate is Lucius or Lucas or whatever the anglicized version of that is. Notice this is also in the nominative. Because why? Because what kind of verb is this? You got it. It's a linking verb. Okay, so our candidate is Lucius. We favor Lucius. All right. Now, technically, I think this is in the dative case. Well, this is definitely in the dative case. So you would want to translate it to or for Lucius. And you can check out favemos. You'll notice that we give support to, I think is one of the, we give support, right? So how would you give support to so-and-so? So let's just take a look. So some of you don't even realize you have this resource, but way back in the back of the book is a dictionary. Okay, so we'll find the F's. There goes my pencil. Find the F's. I'm looking at it through the screen. So favet, right? Favors. So gives support, and then to Lucius, right? So that's the idea behind having the dative case there. Hopefully that didn't make it more confusing. That's not my aim. But I just wanted to point out. So here we have the nominative case. Here we have it in the dative. Why isn't it dative? Because technically it's translated to. But it's easier to translate it. We support Lucius. Okay, good. Number two, or number three rather. So mercatores, there's our nominative plural, third declension. Agricolis, oh, that's an interesting, in the third declension. Or excuse me, this is a first declension noun, agricola. So this is the dative plural or the ablative plural. All right, and then our verb respondet. So if you remember when we've done this before, we have possibly a nominative plural. It's also possible that this is it's also possible that it's the accusative es umibus, es abus. Yeah. So, but let's just check it out. So the merchants, and now here's our ending. So it's plural. So our subject has to be plural because this is the third person plural. They respond. Okay. So who's the they in this case? The merchants respond to the farmers. Right. Dative case. To or for the noun. So the merchants respond to the farmers. Nos candidatum optimum habemus. Right. Same sentence. Candidatus noster es mercator. Our candidate is a merchant. Nos mercatori favemus. Notice again, mercator. Here's the nominative plural. That's merchants. This is one merchant. Our candidate is a linking verb. linking verb. So our predicate nominative in the nominative case, because it follows a linking verb. Nos mercatori favemos. We support, or we give support, or we favor, whatever you want to say. We support the merchants. Okay? Good. We're only going to do one or two more of these. Oh, look at that. There's Joe K. And that's no Joe K. Boy, this is getting agonizing. I mean, we're already up to 10 minutes. Okay, so here we've got pistores in foro clamant. All right, what's a pistores? A pistor. What's a pistor? It's not a painter. What is it? Somebody try to remember what it is. All right, man or Marks, you probably do remember. So tell the class. Right, it's a baker. Very good. So again, third. Oh yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I should probably keep my hand on it. So this is nominative plural ending. Here's a plural NT, so third person plural. So the bakers are shouting in the forum. Nos pistores candidatum optimum habemos. We have the best candidate. All right. So we bakers have the best candidate. We bakers. You don't need this technically. Just we bakers. We bakers have the best candidate. All right. Or the bakers have the best candidate. Candidatus noster est pistor. Our candidate is a baker. Us bakers, or rather, we bakers, and then credimus. What does the word credimus look like? Well, you might have a certain creed, which is a belief system. Some person may be more credible than another, more believable. All right. So we could translate this as trust. We trust the bakers. We trust in bakers. We give our trust to the bakers, right? That's why, again, this is in the dative singular. Let's go ahead and just finish this out because we really want to check out Gage Gunnarsson here, which is hilarious. But anyway, Juvenes pistoribus respondent. Now, this is the Benedictine cadet version of this whole thing. The Benedictine cadet, the young men respond ibus to the bakers. Nos juvenes candidatum optimum habemus. Us young men have, or we young men have the best candidate. You don't have the best candidate, we do. Candidatus noster est athleta. Our candidate is an athlete. How in the heck? I mean, this is just like today. We think that athletes actually know something. Anyway, nos athletae credimus. We trust athletes. Right. The Benedictine version. And then the crowd led by Mr. Mick over here. Well, this is maybe not the most appropriate. What's a fur? A fur, right? If you remember. Does anyone remember? Look, he looks like kind of a bad dude. He's got a mask on, it seems like. A thief, right? A scoundrel. The thieves shout, Nos coque candidatum habemus. Right? We also, coque is also, as you remember, we also have a candidate. Candidatus noster est fur. Our candidate is a thief. Nos candidato nostro in non credimus sed favemus. That's very funny if you get it. If you don't, just keep trying until you translate it. So our candidate, we trust, non credimus. So we do not trust our candidate, but we prefer him. We desire him. We favor him. Okay, so obviously, what is the overall lesson to be had from this this initial, cartoony stuff? This always introduces the grammar lesson for this particular chapter. What is it? Is the dative something new to you? No, obviously it's not. You got introduced to that in Sage 9. So let's just look briefly here at the about the language. You can look at this yourself. Excuse me. Stage 9, you met the dative case, right? Mercator metella togam tradit. The merchant handed over the toga to Metella. Right, there it is. Stage 11. You have met some further examples. We're in stage 11. Ding, ding, ding. Quintus holoconio favet. So Quintus gives support to Holoconius, which is why they translated it that way. I'll move it in a little bit so it's easier for you to see. Nos pistori credimus. We give our trust to the baker, as I said to you before. All right, that's really we give support to afer. Oh, here it is. So sentences can be translated more simply. So Quintus holoconio favet becomes Quintus supports Holoconius, right, as opposed to give support to. But that's the normal. This is the way that they are normally constructed in Latin. So this is the more direct translation. This is the more just the easier, better, nicer way to say it. Nos pistori credimus. We trust the baker. All right. Further examples you can look at on your own. Okay. So, and then also he talks about, notice the following use of the dative with the verb placet. Placet ne tibi. Now, this is a great time to remember what this NE is. Does anyone remember? You don't? Yeah, I wrote on the board at least twice. So I'm kind of hoping that someone can kind of scroll back in their notes and find that. Anybody got it yet? Good. So yeah, you're right. It's an interrogative particle. An interrogative particle. It's called a particle because it's not a whole word. It's not a whole word. It's just a little bitty particle. And it goes in the end to tell you what? To say, hey, look at me. I want to turn into a question. Right? So, is it pleasing tibi, to you? Mihi placet. It is pleasing to me. Mihi, to me. It is pleasing. Very good. There are more natural ways of translating these examples. Instead of saying, is it pleasing to you? Do you like it? Yes, it pleases me. It is pleasing to me. This sounds like Yoda or something. Pleasing to me, it is, right? Pleasing me, yes, it does. No, obviously it's yeah, I do. I like it. So you can literally translate mihi placet instead of literally it is pleasing to me to, yeah, I like it, or whatever, right? And placet ne tibi. Or do you enjoy this video? Placet ne tibi video. Obviously, you're going to probably give it a thumbs down. But that's okay. Good. And then, of course, nos in vos, nos sumus fortes, Dei nobis imperium dant. We are brave, the gods give an empire, nobis, to us. And of course, the opposite, vos estis ignavi, you lazy people. Dei vobis nihil dant. The gods give nothing to you. Vobis. All right, gents, that's about going to do it for today's lesson.